Week 13 in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League, and the regular season is over. This is the weekly update. Okay, the 2013 Always Sunny in Sayreville regular season is officially over. That means it's playoff time. In week 13 we had a couple of exciting matchups to determine the last couple of playoff positions. And we have some really great matchups coming up in the first round of the playoffs. But before we get to any of that, we got to get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Unfortunately, it's time to officially bid farewell to a couple of more teams who did not make the playoffs this year. What You Talking About Hillis, Rusty Strombone, and Team Blumpkin were that group of infamous 4 and 8s that needed to win in the final week and needed some help with Gotham losing in order to make the playoffs. Now, one of them actually did win their game. That's Team Blumpkin. Russell Wilson had a huge night and pushed him over the top. He was able to beat a 7-5 Golden Showers squad to go to 5 and 8. But obviously, he didn't get the help that he needed. So these teams are officially eliminated from playoff contention. What You Talking About Hillis has the number 2 selection in next year's draft, drafting in the number 2 spot for the second time in a row. Maybe this year he'll actually make it to the draft. With a loss and a Team Blumpkin win, Rusty Strombone actually moved into the 3rd spot in next year's draft. And Team Blumpkin, with that win, will be selecting 4th next year. But of course, that is the upside. The downside is that these guys are out. They're done. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next year. And for that, What You Talking About Hillis, Rusty Strombone, and Team Blumpkin are this week's GOATs. Okay, so before we do our big playoff breakdown, take a look at the teams that made it in and the matchups that we have coming up. We're going to go out right now to the awards ceremony that's already in progress. And we're going to take a look at who won all the different awards in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League at the end of the regular season. Now, because of the way that this show is recorded, I have no idea what this is going to look like at all. So here we go to the awards ceremony, the Always Sunny in Sayreville Fantasy Football Awards for the 2013 season.
We're not sad that you're gone. You will not be missed, and your terrible draft pick will live on forever. Thank you. Whoa! I don't know what to say. That was beautiful. What a touching tribute. Well, what do you say we get down to some awards, shall we? All right, the first awards we'll be giving out this year are the 2013 Always Sunny in Sayreville Division Champions. That's right, these 2 teams fought hard all year long to win their division and earn their first round bye in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Porter Division Champion Toddler Fight Club and the number 2 Division Champion Shower Hug. Yes, all right, thank you. Very good. Congratulations. These teams are excellent. They're wonderful. Yes. The Big Winner Award is given each year to the team who finishes the regular season with the best record. This year we had 2 teams finish at 10-3, but the winner in a tiebreaker is Toddler Fight Club. Whatever. This next award is the Offensive Juggernaut, given each year to the team who scores the most points. And the winner is Toddler Fight Club. Toddler Fight Club scored over 1,800 points this year. Man, they really know how to score points. This year's Offensive Odor Award, given to the team with the fewest points scored, goes to Open Slot, who just didn't seem to be able to do anything right. The next award we have to give away is the Defensive Juggernaut. This award is given to the team with the fewest points against. This is a stat you have no control over, and it means less than nothing when evaluating a team. This year's winner is Shower Hug, and the winner of the Target Practice Award for the team who had the most points scored against, yet another meaningless stat, is Team Blumpkin. Tough luck, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. All right. The next award we have to give away is the Brown Helmet Award. Now, this is the award that no one wants to win, but each year, someone must wear the brown helmet. This award is given to the team who finishes in last place, and the winner is Well, this is no surprise to anyone. This year's Brown Helmet winner is Open Slot. Absolutely disgraceful. And the next award we'll be giving out is the Sean Payton, awarded to the most absent or negligent fantasy football coach. And the winner is... What you talking about, Hillis? That's right, one epic week put Bobby J into the history books in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. 52.2 points. Just about every player in his lineup on a bye. And don't get me started on those IR players. Ha ha ha! Now, some will say that it was just one bad week, but ladies and gentlemen, it was one bad week for the ages. All right, the next award we have to give away is the Jim Mora Award, given to the team that came closest to making the playoffs without actually making the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
And the winner is...
Playoffs?
Team Blumpkin! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Team Blumpkin won his must-win game on the last day of the season, but it was too little, too late, as he was eliminated and will be picking 4th in next year's draft. Okay, the next award we have to give away is the Sleeper Award, given to the team who makes the best value draft pick. This year's winner is wide receiver Josh Gordon from Shower Hug. Josh Gordon finished the season as the number 2 overall scoring wide receiver despite missing the first 2 games of the season because he likes to smoke the reefer. Josh Gordon was selected with the last pick in the 11th round. And of course, we've got our award for the worst pick in the draft, which we've named the Kicks in 6 Award in memory of the worst pick in any draft ever. This year's winner is Open Slot, who selected Trent Richardson in the 1st round and David Wilson in the 3rd. Whoa! Now, I can't decide which one of those picks is the worst, so I'll just say that they're probably the 2nd and 3rd worst draft picks in the history of our league. And sticking with the theme of effective team building, the next award we have to give away is the GM Award for the best keeper selection of the year. And the winner is quarterback Russell Wilson from Team Blumpkin. The much maligned in the offseason by me quarterback finished the season with the most fantasy points of any of the kept players and played the most games. Maybe if Wilson was a little bit taller, Blumpkin would have made the playoffs. Ha! And of course, on the other side of the coin, we've got ourselves the Matt Millen Award, given to the team who makes the worst keeper selection of the year. This was a competitive category. And the winner is wide receiver Mario Manningham from the Preventable Losses team. Mario Manningham never actually made it onto the field this year. He was dropped almost immediately. Now, he didn't have a lot to choose from, but goddamn! Thank you very much. You're doing an excellent job. Terrible. The next award we have to give away is the best trade of the year, given to the 2 teams who execute a trade which at that time provides the most value to both teams. And the winner is Toddler Fight Club and tight end to wide receiver. Earlier this year, these teams executed a 3-for-3 deal, which at that time provided excellent value to both teams. But tight end to wide receiver would not do it again if you gave him the chance right now. And of course, we have an award for the worst trade of the year. This year's winner is What You Talking About Hillis, who traded Cam Newton to Rusty Strombone for Reggie Wayne, who immediately got hurt and was useless. And the next award we have to give away is a new one this year, affectionately referred to as the Detlef, given to the team with the best bench performer. And the winner is Preventable Losses. If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Another new award in 2013 is the Theismann, given to the team who suffers the most devastating injury. This year's winner is What You Talking About Hillis, who lost wide receivers Reggie Wayne and Julio Jones within what seemed like minutes of each other. These 2 season-ending injuries didn't exactly end Hillis' season, but it made it very painful, and eventually he needed to be put out of his misery. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hold in my hand the Fantasy MVP Award, and the winner is quarterback Peyton Manning from the Preventable Losses. Duh! Okay, well that'll just about do it for the 2013 Always Sunny in Sayreville Fantasy Football League Awards. We're going to send it back to the studio, so congratulations to all you winners. You losers can go fuck yourselves, and I'll see you next year.
Okay, that was very good. congratulations to everybody who won this year. If you didn't win anything this year, there's always next year. So yeah, that was excellent. Okay, moving on. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the playoff picture for the 2013 Always Sunny in Sayreville Fantasy Football League. You thought something like big was going to happen there, right? Yeah, these things take a long time to produce, dudes. Long time. Finishing the season at 10-3 and securing the number 1 seed in the playoffs by virtue of a pretty significant points lead is Toddler Fight Club. On their way to the playoffs, Toddler Fight Club secured the Porter Division title with a win in the last week of the season. This is the first division title in Toddler Fight Club franchise history. They had at least a share of the division lead for what seemed like the entire season, and they only looked to get better and better as the season wore on. Even the loss of Aaron Rodgers to injury hasn't seemed to slow down Toddler Fight Club. Nick Foles just stepped right in there and they kept on moving. This is a team that fought hard all year long, and they'll be enjoying their well-deserved first round bye. The number 2 seed in the playoffs is also the number 2 division champion, Showerhug. Showerhug also finished with a record of 10-3, and this also marks the first division championship in franchise history. Showerhug will also be enjoying a first round bye as they begin their title defense. The number 3 seed in the playoffs is tight end to wide receiver. Now he was also locked in a battle atop the Porter Division for much of the season, and he figures to be a tough out in the playoffs. Securing the number 4 seed with a win on the last day of the season is Preventable Losses. Now he's still pretty much the Manning and McCoy show, but his record of 7-6 could be deceiving because he carries a lot of momentum into the playoffs. Another team who carries a lot of momentum into the playoffs is the Golden Showers at the number 5 seed. Now his momentum is moving in the opposite direction, having lost the 4th seed on the last day with a loss, but it still ends him up in the same matchup with Preventable Losses, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now the number 6 seed is the Gotham Rogues. Okay, we talked about it last week. The Gotham Rogues were in the game of their life against the Golden Showers. The stakes were very simple: win and you're in the playoffs. And the Gotham Rogues did just that. They got a pretty solid performance during the day from Reggie Bush, and then Eric Decker went off for 4 touchdowns and a 49-plus point performance to lead the Gotham Rogues over the Golden Showers and into the playoffs for the first time ever. Now some of you may remember, last year the Gotham Rogues, formerly called Vince Masuka, won the
Jim Mora Award,
which is the closest team to the playoffs without actually making the playoffs. So this win is doubly sweet for Narc because not only is he in the playoffs, but he gets vindication from last year. And he didn't back in, he didn't, get bumped in because somebody else won or lost. There wasn't some tiebreaker situation. He needed to win, and he went out and he got it done. He's in the playoffs for the first time in franchise history, and for that, Narkowitz is this week's hero. Alright guys, key matchups. Okay, we've got 2 pretty important games next week. One of them is between the number 3 seed, tight end to wide receiver, and the number 6 seed, upstart Gotham Rogues. Now, tight end to wide receiver is a solid team. In fact, they're a good team. Over the last 9 weeks, they've only lost 2 games. One of their losses was to Toddler Fight Club, where their team only scored like 92.5 points, so it's sort of an anomaly. And the other loss was this past weekend against Team Blumpkin when they were desperate for a win to get into the playoffs. Russell Wilson went out there and was like, Mike needs a win, and he lit it up. Now, interestingly, over the same 9 weeks, the Gotham Rogues, after starting 0-3, have just basically alternated win-loss, win-loss, win-loss for like 9 weeks until they finally won 2 in a row last weekend to make the playoffs. Now, another reason why this matchup is so interesting is because it's so close of a contest. Even though it's the 3 and the 6th seed, if you look at the rosters, they're both pretty balanced. You got Tom Brady, Jamal Charles, and Des Bryant on one side. You got Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Reggie Bush, Gio Bernard on the other side. These teams are both capable of scoring a lot of points, but for some reason, when they play each other, they don't. This year, tight end to wide receiver won both of the contests between these 2 teams, but neither team scored over 120 points in either contest. Both games were relatively low scoring. Now, I don't know what this means, but I have this game as a very close contest that doesn't so much have a winner as a survivor. Now, one other interesting point of note is that the computer actually has the Gotham Rogues favored in this game by 10.8 points, which means that tight end to wide receiver is a home dog in the playoffs. The other playoff matchup we have this weekend is between the number 4 seed Preventable Losses and the number 5 seed Golden Showers. Now these two teams finished the regular season with the exact same 7-6 record, but they came about it in very different ways. Preventable Losses has won 4 out of the last 5 games, and that one loss was a weird 73-point performance that really is just kind of an oddball. On the other hand, the Golden Showers have lost 4 out of their last 5 games and are on a 3-game losing streak heading into the playoffs. In fact, they had the 4th seed on the last day, and it was stolen from them by Preventable Losses. Now the Golden Showers started off this season very strong, but have sort of tailed off towards the end, as they're having problems with their quarterback, they're having problems with their running backs. They're really just kind of hoping for big performances from those two positions this weekend, which is not where you want to be in the playoffs. On the other side of the fence, like we've said before, Preventable Losses is pretty much the Manning and McCoy show, but they carry about as much momentum into the playoffs as anybody could ever want. Alright guys, that's it. Regular season over. Remember to set your lineups. Remember that if you've been eliminated from the playoffs, do not make waiver claims. Remember that we still have a couple of episodes left, so be sure to come back and check it out. I got a couple more things up my sleeve. And I will see you next week in the playoffs, where it's always sunny.
And the next award we'll be giving out this year is for the The next award we have is for the best trade of the year. This award is given to the two teams who, at the time of the trade, execute a trade, who trade. I never know what I'm going to say until I hear myself say it.